is university a waste of time for you lot that are like in your A levels or you're in college and you're thinking of applying to uni, or for people like us that have like done uni, graduated? Do we think it's a waste of time? Is it advisable? Personally, I do not think uni is a waste of time, purely because even if you don't do what your course was, like at least it's a backup plan. Number one, like you've learned to like a higher standard. Now you can probably get a job in whatever field that you studied in. And obviously everything's a learning curve. If you don't end up doing what you studied, then at least you've got that qualification, and maybe you could teach it if you wanted to one day, or you can still get a job in that field. So I don't believe it's a waste of time.
I think it depends what you want to do anyway. To be honest.
Oh yeah, it depends what you want to do.
There are things that, for example, you can just go straight into the workforce and just be working. Because I know somebody that, he's an accountant, innit? He didn't go to uni. He just wanted to work. But I'm not saying don't go uni if you want to do certain things, but it just depends on your mind state. And
you just need to know, like,
I
don't know,
man. But even people that don't really know what they want to do with life. Okay, I'd say probably go uni. If you don't know what you want to do, you can go uni and you
figure it out from there.
Get a taste.
Find out what you want to do.
You can't just be going uni.
Can't be going uni for tasting.
No.
You can. A lot of people do that because they're not sure.
Uni tasting.
Do you know how much it is?
Uni tasting.
9K. I got my student finance bill the other day. I owed him like 40 bags. It's not a joke.
So how much you paying a month? Are you paying 40 bags in one day though?
If you don't know
how much are you gonna be paying a month?
That's not the point.
If you don't mind telling the viewers.
I pay like £90 a month.
90?
Yeah.
Swear, you pay that much?
Is that it?
What,
you pay 90?
Yeah, about 85, 90.
Fam, who's paying almost £100 a month?
I pay like 85
I pay
a
more
month.
than that with tax.
No, but that's tax.
That's
bro.
tax.
We're talking about student finance.
Yeah, but it comes out.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It's different. There's a different line for it.
I swear.
But what I'm trying to say to you is
but why are you paying so much though? I don't understand.
About my tax bill later. But what I'm
that's
trying
mad.
To say to you is
that's mad.
What I'm trying to say to you is that uni is very expensive. So if you're going there, not knowing why you're going there, just going there for the sake of going there.
No, not going there for the sake of going there. But no, I said like if you're not entirely sure on what you want to do like forever, but you're interested in, let's say, engineering, or you're interested in finance, you can go there and study a degree in finance. If you come out and you don't necessarily want to do finance no more, then cool, at least you tried, innit? But then you change your mind, you might go into something else, innit? But you've got the qualification in finance, you can go work in that.
Personally, I think
because it's a very big safety net.
A lot of steps before you do something like that. You need to like jump on stuff like LinkedIn. You need to try and network with people in that kind of industry. See if you can go to all these open days and see if this is something you will enjoy. There's no point in putting yourself. Do you know how many people I went uni with that dropped out in the first year?
But how many people that didn't? How many people that didn't really like their course but still finished it and got the degree and got a first or 2-1?
What I'm saying is that there's a lot of people that just drop out because they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. So I feel you need to kind of know what you're getting yourself into.
Why they drop out? Why didn't they just switch course?
But it's just bare people go.
Now some people don't even want to be at uni.
Yeah, no, some people only go because their parents are.
And that's the thing.
You got to go.
I feel African.
Fam, before I went to uni, my mum, I was like to my dad on the level that, Dad, can I chat to you? I'm not even sure. Do I have to go uni? And it was bare shocked that I even asked him that. He wasn't even angry. He was just like, bro, what else would you do? Like, he couldn't comprehend me doing anything else. Like, it's only just uni. It's so mad. I know what you mean, bro.
Like,
he couldn't comprehend it. He just thought uni was life. That's it.
That's
because
that's
they're
what
trying
they're
to
taught.
protect. Yeah, they want you to have something to.
Because that's what they're taught in it, so they don't understand that.
There's other things
out there you can
it's
do.
not even that's the way.
And even when you try, like, let's say you're trying to work on like a business, they want to see the result.
Yeah. They want to see it today.
Yeah, no.
Fam, I went to a live show. Yeah, I did a show. Oh, did you get paid? Oh, did you get paid? Did you get paid? I was like, fam, I ain't got clout. They don't understand that the clout. They don't understand a lot.
There's levels to it, man.
Fam, you can't just get paid straight away.
African parents, it's because a lot of them have had to come over from another country to this one, obviously to provide a life for you so you can go to uni. And I think for them, that's the safest option.
I get that.
Because more times if you go uni, you'll get an okay job, decent job where you can provide for your family.
You can still get a very sick job.
But that's why most of them live mediocre.
What I'm saying is that minimum. It's a safety net.
But that's why they live
That's what I said like 5
mediocre.
minutes ago. It's a safety net.
It is a safety
Fam,
net.
they don't like risk. That's why they live mediocre, most of them.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why are you taking a safety net at such a young age? You know you don't like this. So that means you're going to go to the working working this job you don't even like when you're 18.
Yeah, but you can also chase your dream at the same time as go uni.
Yeah, but not everyone's got the heart to go against.
Not
their parent,
everyone,
innit?
but if you got a dream that big, then you got to have the heart.
You can, but
Because you might not even like, for example, the dream that you're chasing, it might cost you a lot of money. So you might need to get or learn a specific skill, for example,
to
through
fund that,
uni
yeah.
to fund your goal.
Like,
Like,
let me
so
ask you
for example, yeah, you might need to earn that 25 or 30K a year to be able to fund your goal on the sideline, as well as providing
No,
for
that's
yourself to live, innit?
That's true, but
Yeah.
you know, you're not taking into account that the graduate market ain't booming like that.
It depends on what you're going
a lot
into.
of people go uni, different subjects, and they still don't get jobs from.
Yeah, but why didn't you do a course that you're guaranteed to get a job?
Courses. The only course I can say that you graduate that you're guaranteed is all those like NHS courses, so like the nursing.
Not always. No, the construction industry is booming with.
I know personally people that
Yeah.
have done stuff like that and they don't have jobs.
Okay,
Or
well,
they
why
worked
don't they
in
have
Tesco's
jobs?
for like a year
What?
and a half?
Why don't they have a job though?
Because not everyone gets a job straight out there.
Okay,
Not
but what
everyone
course did they
lives-
do though? What course
There's
they
a
do?
lot of courses that
Okay,
people
but why
do.
don't you do a course, yeah? Well, that always needs workforce. Like the construction industry
That's what
always
I'm saying,
needs
a lot of
workforce.
people don't
Yeah,
do
but
that.
the thing
IT
is,
as well,
yeah,
fam.
not
IT is
everyone likes
booming.
it. See me, yeah. I
Yeah, you
don't
might not
IT,
like it,
though.
but you can't survive without money. You need money, innit?
So you're going to uni to just do something you don't like.
Not necessarily don't like, but that will pay the bills for some people anyway, innit? Because for some people, it's finish college and then what are they gonna do?
But what I'm saying is that a lot of people go to uni and they don't have jobs. You can't say, "Oh, go and do engineering." Not everyone's got the brain to do engineering.
Okay, cool.
What
But-
do you mean? Okay, cool.
So do something else then.
Like, what?
Okay, but if you're not gonna go uni, then you have to have a plan. Like, what are you going to do then?
Personally, I'm an accountant, but,
No, but
I,
be
work,
real, fam.
I work with people that didn't go uni, and they're only what, like, they may be a bit younger than me, but they don't have that debt.
Okay, but
I
they
have
knew
got-
what they wanted to do,
That's
maybe,
the
innit?
thing. That's the thing.
You have to know.
I personally didn't know.
And also,
what I
it
wanted
depends
to
on
do.
what age you go to uni and like how much life experience you've had. If you're just fresh out of A levels or college and you might be 17, 18, 19, and you might not know exactly what you want to do, but you might enjoy geography, for example. So you might go to uni and study geography. And then you might think, you know what, I'm going to graduate in 2-3 years. I need to get a job because I need the money. You're going to get that degree and you're going to get that job. Maybe you might look for something else after that, innit? What, in geography?
Yeah.
Town planning. There's loads of different jobs, innit?
'Cause I'm-
Like work for
I
work
never
for the
listened to
council.
geography in school.
Oh yeah, but fam, we're not talking about you, innit?
No, but
Like, it is what it
no,
is.
but I don't think you understand how
What?
not it's how difficult it is to get a job.
It's so difficult.
Very
It is
difficult.
difficult.
Everyone's got 2-1 out here.
Very difficult.
Not
man.
everyone.
What I'm
Bare
trying to say
people,
is
bare people.
Very
every-
difficult.
2-1 is becoming.
I ain't even
common
got a
for me.
2-1. I got 2-2.
But what I'm saying is becoming common in the sense where
Yeah, yeah.
they may not even have a 2-1, but everyone's saying they got 2-1.
Yeah.
Every single post, graduation.
Everyone's got
Yeah.
2-1.
It's 2-1 or first.
What's a bit? It's all
No,
about
not
the
really.
experience, what you can bring.
Fam, and yeah.
Like my job, they didn't ask me for.
They didn't ask for 2-1 or
That's what
something.
the
like
jobs
that.
they rate experience, but people don't realize that when we're 18, telling you go uni, go uni.
No, do you know what it is? It's our parents that just want to have bragging rights to their friends. Yeah, my son got 2-1, he got
And
first.
you know what? Do you know what I think it is? I think again it comes down to them being African and not knowing how the country works. I think remember in sociology it's called
Calvin, this is a bit rude
second-
still.
No, it's
You
the
can't
No, they don't know.
everyone.
No, it's
They,
true.
they,
No,
it's
it's
true.
called
it's true.
Not every single person,
no,
though.
not obviously not every single person, but it's called socialization. I think it's secondary socialization. Like people from backgrounds, they're able to utilize their networks and their ideas to help benefit their children.
Yeah.
Like there was some boy I went uni with, same subject,
Yeah.
but by second year, his parents had patterned him internship at this place, spring week at this place. So by the time it comes to applying for jobs in
It's
third year,
easier for him.
man's patterned because
Yeah.
his CV's patterned. Whereas me, my parents don't know about these things. Not
Okay,
out of
fair
any
enough.
of their fault of their own.
It's a different
just
cultures.
Different culture.
Like, say if like we were in Nigeria now, our parents would be able to make them connects. And like someone like Billy and Joe and Sarah May, they'll have a hard time in Nigeria. But our parents will be able to pattern them jobs and
like,
connects. They'll have it because
Like-
they're from Nigeria.
like,
It just depends on how proactive your parents actually are.
I
with
feel
that
like
stuff
it's
as well.
culture as well.
No, you know, is that for example, when
The
I,
culture shift,
like, when I
innit?
was in like what year did we do what's it called, work experience?
Year 9.
Year 10, year 9.
Oh, yeah, 10. Yeah, 10.
So at that time, I thought I would to be a doctor in it, but like, it was too much for me.
Fuck you though. Oh, yeah, you used to say you want to be a doctor. I remember that.
So like, okay,
Killing the patients.
Killing ops.
well, obviously, at
Oh,
the
shit.
time, my mum patterned me a work experience at the hospital she works at in the guys in Thomas's. So I was there for like a week, like, and like, I was walking around with people that were in uni at times. These times I was in year 10. They were looking at me like, oh, like, how are you here, kind of thing. But like now I think back and it's like raw. Like my mum patterned me. If I wanted to go into that field, I'd probably have a leg up on bare man.
Yeah.
So
especially when it comes to getting your
like,
residency as well.
so it's just like,
Guys, I was born in Guess.
Huh?
I was born there. So.
well,
Yeah.
And I feel like again,
Fun fact.
with like people from like ethnic minorities as well, like they don't let you kind of just figure things out. Take your time. So, for example, if your son wants to just stay at home upstairs recording on music, or your son wants to be a boxer, like I remember I told my parents, I'm not sure I want to do sixth form. I want to go do boxing. They cancel my boxing. I didn't do that shit again. Just based on
and you could have blown, fam.
And that's the thing.
And you could have been.
African parents are cheeky, like
They'll see Anthony Joshua.
and you'll be like,
That could have been you. Did you used to box?
I remember.
They're so irritated.
All the money I used to give you. But yeah, that kind of thing. Where like even like the barbers now, the barbers are raking it in. All these Instagram barbers, £25, £30 a haircut. They're making a very good.
Fam, my dad used to look down on barbing like, I can just be
Imagine-
cutting hair all day.
Imagine you told your dad or mum at like 14 years old, I want to be a barber. You're perfecting your craft as a barber. They won't take you seriously. They'll be like, go to uni, my friend. But because like I feel that's bad in a sense where now barbers are rich.
Yeah.
They make bread.
Look at Nikki, fam.
Nikki,
Fam, barbers will see on a motive. They'll be dressing.
You know what it is, yeah?
They'll
You know
cut
what
your
it is?
hair and they'll meet at the
They'll go on
motive.
tour,
You know what it
fam.
is, yeah?
They'll
A lot-
take rappers to take them on tour.
You know what it is, especially in this day and age, yeah, a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, innit?
Yeah.
Like back then, they may not have been like it might not have been as easy to be an entrepreneur, if you get me. So like, especially for our parents that have like moved, like I don't think any of our parents were born here, innit?
My mum was born here.
Okay, cool.
same.
Okay, but
ideology,
like the ideology, yeah, like I think maybe my dad was born here or whatever, but my mum moved here when she was like maybe 21. So it's like you go to like the plan for you is to go to school and to go and get a good qualification so you can get a good job. But nowadays you can make it your own way. Like it's easy. Well,
Times have changed.
I don't think it's nowadays.
You still could have done back then, yeah. But I feel like now, like it's a bit easier to like to network in it, especially.
I think there's more ways to make money out here.
Yeah, the way more ways to make money out here now. Like,
Instagram.
you can be an entrepreneur quick. Like people, like online businesses, you can be.
It's still difficult.
It's still difficult.
But
if you've got a good idea,
Saturation is difficult, isn't it?
okay, yeah, but it depends on your network as well.
Yeah.
But you can't blame you can't blame them because at the end of the day,
That's all
They just wanted the best for you, innit?
It's just what
No, but you can kind of blame them because if you talk to some of these uncles and aunties on that level, they're like, oh, do you know when I was younger, I wanted to be a dancer. Go to the parties, chat to them uncles. They wanted to be creative people, you know, when they were kids.
he got squashed out.
So you can blame them.
Listen,
because they wanted to
out of them.
Yeah.
And then things worked out all right for them.
Not all right. Some of them regret their jobs.
Yeah,
but it pays the bills and it provides for the kids.
A lot of them will be doing.
Do you know how many uncles I know that wanted to do creative or they were gym or do this or do that? Boxer.
Decent kind of jobs. So I feel for them, they might as well crush it because it's worked for them and this is the way they know that works.
Because you know what,
so they're going to push their child in the right direction. Because imagine at 14, okay, I'm going to push my son to be a barber. He can get his GCSEs, A-levels, back up, and then the barbing don't work. And then
how can the barber not work?
Because
he's a shit barber.
No,
not because it's shit. Like he's good, but maybe
he ain't got the right.
He doesn't have the funds to like open up the shop, for example.
It's just not popping.
Yeah,
like, there's bare barbers that are just waiting there. Do you want a haircut? Nah, G, I'm good.
Or they'll be a bit bare screwing. They know that you're not gonna call them. They won't even look at you. Just be looking at the phone.
Like, but then again, that's all about your network and how you build up. For example, you can. You're like, say your son wants to be a barber, yeah? Like, say maybe he's working a part-time job, he's saving up peas for the shop, you're also saving up peas, but he goes to uni and he's cutting hair on the side, he's made his business, and then maybe he opens up his shop in his uni town. That can be a way for him to, you know, like get his business up and going through his network. But if you're in a town where, let's say, there's not many black people, for example, you want to be a barber, you're thinking, oh, where do I even start to open up a shop? Have I even got the deposit for the mortgage or whatever, or the rent money? You know what I mean? So it's not always that easy to be that kind of entrepreneur.
Yeah,
so
no, you're right,
uni is kind of like a safety net in a sense that if your plan A doesn't work, at least you have something to fall back on that is going to pay you enough to get by. It's going to pay your bills.
Do you want your children or child to go to university?
If they want to.
If they want to.
No, like to be fair, yeah, even like I'll say to them,
It's not mandatory.
Yeah, it's not mandatory.
It's,
Like,
I'll
if
say to them, yeah, it's not mandatory, but
you got
like,
something on
You
ground,
can't come and be a bum in my house.
no, I'm not gonna force
You
them.
must-
Fam. But then again, it depends on what their goal is, innit? It depends on what they say that they want to
It
do.
doesn't matter what their goal is. They can't come and be a bum in my house.
No, they can't come and be a bum. Yeah, it's good for them to go to university purely because it is still a backup plan. They can still chase their dream at the same time.
If he says to me,
yeah.
I'm not going to university, or she says to me, I'm not, but they've shown me what their
They
plan
wanna
is,
do,
what they're
yeah.
trying
Yeah.
That's cool. I can support you. But if you just want to be banging PlayStation, or
Then nah. You're not allowed to be a bum.
I can't run.
No.
Then
Pro-
again, yeah,
clubs.
your children shouldn't have that
Exactly.
mindset. They shouldn't have that mindset at age 17 or 18 because you have raised them for all those years.
People have that
better.
mindset.
But people,
develop-
Yeah, but they
on the
weren't
flip
raised
but on the
well
flip
then, fam.
side, people do make money from like
Like
gaming.
KS,
From
KS,
gaming, fam.
Okay, that's different. If
People
you're
do
just
make
playing,
money
if
from
you're
that as well.
if you're just
Yeah.
playing GTA for
I'm
fun,
sorry,
yeah,
that can't-
just to
that's not going to be my child.
On the flip side, like not that I condone,
like,
but
I was watching the thing called FIFA, like World Cup or whatever.
Yeah.
These guys made like 500 racks from FIFA, but they were dedicated to FIFA to practice. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that could be my child.
Why?
Watch you play upstairs all day, play FIFA. Tell me,
But he's making 500 racks, fam.
But not everyone makes like 500
Yeah,
racks,
yeah.
and I haven't got the patience to watch my child play video games and
Oh
support
my
them.
Yeah, but why can't he go to school and play FIFA after school
But
and
You've
study
got-
at the same
To
time?
be that good, you need to prioritize FIFA. And
yeah,
I'm
you
not-
have to.
He might be a
prioritize.
quicker learner,
No,
fam.
but them man, I've watched the game.
You know,
Them
there's
man-
little kids
them
that
man
they,
are live, fam. Them man
fam.
are
There's
live.
little kids. They still go to school and do their homework, and they
That
bang
guy-
video games afterwards.
that Fortnite.
Yeah,
guy,
like
Yeah.
us. We used to do that.
oh, the ninja guy, whatever his name is.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, like, I don't
Fam,
know.
these kids that are 14 and 15, they haven't dropped out of school. They're still attending
No,
class.
but the guys that are winning FIFA are big ass men.
Yeah.
Like 25-year-old.
Well, they've had time from age 17 onwards to practice that.
What I'm saying is that it works, but me personally, I can't have a child in that house that's playing games.
Banging it all day.
You mad?
Well, you better be making other forms of money, like to be able to fund
Like, I
yourself as
respect
well,
it, I
innit?
respect the
Yeah.
hustle, but it's not gonna. I can't see it being.
Like, you know, I feel like, well, I don't want to say our generation, but I feel like we might be a bit more understanding in terms of stuff than our parents are.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
1000%.
I hate to say it, but us and our parents were not the same
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, we're
at
not.
all.
We've experienced different.
That's
things.
because
At, we're not the same.
That's
We're not the
because we
same.
grew up
any-
in. That's because we grew up in the UK,
Millennials,
We're not the same.
millennial
As I
generation.
say, yeah,
and
man.
we
At
grew
all.
up with technology. We grew up like when our mums were our age. The mobile phone wasn't even out yet.
Mm.
They were using payphone.
I wonder how they got moved to.
Yeah, by letters, isn't it?
Pen and paper, innit?
No, yeah, you got moved to on the road.
Or
and
the
say, "Can I get-"
pager.
like-
If you're rich,
Yeah,
you had a
yeah, yeah.
pager, innit? A pager.
Back then, people weren't moving to each other like that.
Face
Huh?
to
How do
face
you know
thing.
that?
Pull up.
What?
There wasn't. You weren't able to contact people.
No, man.
Yes, you could.
My dad told me that.
Landline, innit?
My
Yeah,
dad
you
told me
There was no landline.
Yes, there was
No,
landline.
what? There was payphone first.
Landline as well.
No, there was
Our
no.
parents are not that old, fam.
Fam, when my mum first moved to the UK, there was no landline. She was only using payphone.
Fam. When did she move to the? What, do
She
you know
moved to the
what I'm
UK
saying?
when she was
19
like
what?
no,
1980
when she was 21.
1980.
When she was 21, that was 1991.
Fam, there was
It was
phones.
landline, fam. It was
Okay, but no,
landline.
you had to have money, fam.
Is this-
When she moved there, she was a student, you know.
Fam,
She
man
was a
said there was
student.
no landlines in 1991.
No, laddie, listen. She was a student. She was
Yeah, but there was
renting a
still
room.
landlines in
But she
91.
didn't have her
The
own
UK is not
landline
like-
though. She didn't have. Not everyone could afford a landline, fam. There was other bills to pay,
What?
especially. Huh?
You got send pigeons, contacts.
They used to write letters.
What for the pigeon?
No, obviously it's not from fucking pigeon. Nah. Be real. Not everyone could afford a
Fam, there was a
landline.
landline in 91.
Hey, what? So you're telling me, yeah?
Fam,
Let's
I was
call one
born,
of our
fam.
parents now.
She didn't.
Fam.
She didn't have a landline, bro.
Bro,
She
fam.
was renting a room in someone's house. She was at uni. She didn't have a mobile because the mobiles were
Yeah,
out.
mobiles weren't. They were out, but they're expensive.
1991.
No, yeah.
Fam, I was
fam,
fam.
Them
Yeah,
fat
but
things.
there was, but a student couldn't afford that.
Yeah, but they could use a landline.
Fam, I've seen pictures
Yeah.
of when I was born here. There was landline in the picture.
Yeah, but
What,
she was a
like 3 years
student.
later?
Yeah, but she was a student.
Yeah.
She couldn't afford that.
No, but I'm saying, but you're moving like there was no landline.
Okay, no, but for some people, if you're renting a room in someone's house in a foreign country, you just moved to a foreign country, you were not likely to have a landline. So to speak to your parents back home, you were buying a phone card. No, not even that. Yeah, you were buying a phone.
Don't
Yeah,
realize he needs a landline.
no, to go to a phone box, fam. To go to a phone box. Maybe your parents. What age did your parents move here? Innit? What
My
year was
parents
that?
have been here for time, bro.
Exactly. So everyone's situation is different. So to chat to her family back then, she'd have to either write letters or use a phone box. And even back then, you could only chat on the phone for like 2 minutes, and that was it.
Even when we were younger, you had to use the dial-up thing and pause the internet.
Yeah.
Pause the internet.
So you can't tell me.
So at what age did she meet your dad then?
A few years later, I don't know exactly what age. She had me at like 26. Maybe she met him at 24 or something.
Yeah. So how were they speaking?
Huh?
How were they speaking?
Letters, innit?
Huh?
Or letters.
They met at work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my parents met at work, innit?
Mm.
But for my mum to be able to speak to her parents that were all the way in Southern Africa in 1991, it was write letter, which was quick and easy,
That letter
or
not going through, fam.
no, it did go. It did go through. It took, yeah, but fam, it took 3 weeks to get there. It took 3 weeks.
That must have been hard to talk.
It was hard, fam. It was hard, and
But
she
yeah,
told me it was hard. Like
I
that,
can
but that's
see-
back in the day.
I can see why people would go to uni. There's
Yeah.
loads of positives, but I feel like you need to actually think what you need,
before
what you
you
want
step
to
in,
do, and how uni's gonna benefit you. And you need to try and, if you know anyone that's been to uni, try and tap into your networks in it, because it's a lot of money to just be invested, chucking away like that.
I feel like
Oh.
these days people just go uni because
It's a vibe. It's a
vibe.
motive.
fam. So
Girls.
I remember before I'd gone.
You
Yeah,
heard all the stories.
I'd
you wanna
always
go?
telling me,
Yeah.
I'd run like, cover this, cover that.
Freedom.
Like, like, that's okay, right? Like, I want to go to this place and experience. I want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
And that's the thing, going uni for the wrong reasons as well, and then just flopping. It's just.
But it just depends, man. Cause like I wouldn't say going uni's bad or going uni's good. I wouldn't say.
I like that. I went uni though.
And you know what it is?
Yeah, same.
Personally,
Like, even though
I've
it-
had the best experiences in my life.
Yeah.
At uni. So, but then is that worth
what
the
was you
40K?
getting up to?
What are you getting up
No,
to?
just general, like,
Or just like
uni,
even just
no
even just
responsibilities.
meeting people, like
Yeah, meeting
Yeah.
new people.
especially like the freshest time, like
And meeting
first-
Bay and that.
that as well, innit? So yeah,
Because
there's
where else would you have met her?
anywhere, fam.
Trip
said-
convention.
Like you said, your mum. Where do your mum meet your dad?
At work.
Exactly. You can meet. Do you know how many people meet each other at work, fam?
Yeah, that's true.
I think
What
my
do you-
parents met
Where
McDonald's
did your parents meet?
My dad said he moved to a party.
They always say that.
What about you?
They
Effe?
all say the same thing.
They met in McDonald's because they both worked at McDonald's, innit?
Oh, they met at
Oh,
work.
sure.
What about you?
What they do in England when they met?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
my
obviously-
parents met in England.
Well, obviously, where else were they gonna meet?
In Niger. My parents met in Niger.
Yeah, but his
Oh,
mum's not from Niger, though, is she?
Oh yeah, you're not. She's not from
Fam,
Niger. I
not
forgot.
everyone is.
Oh, look at this Serbian man. Get upset.
Fam, because some of us are parents. Some of our parents are from 2 different countries.
Yeah, I forget sometimes. Isn't it?
Yeah, fam.
Yeah.
Respect the difference.
Hey, where do your parents meet?
In Niger, isn't it?
Yeah, but how do they meet? Like where?
They all say the party rubbish. Or...
Why is that rubbish,
No,
fam?
because
Fam, everyone says the same thing.
it makes
What?
sense though, because if you look around, we probably met our girls in similar places if we got it.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
like people that we've been with.
It's either
previously.
you meet them at work or you move to them in the club or at the party,
Yeah,
and that was it.
Stuff like that. Uni.
Yeah. Where else are you going to meet them in a sociable area? Unless,
The library.
Catch them in the bus stop
yeah, but
after work in the
Yeah.
tube. In the tube station.
there's nothing wrong with that. Fam.
No,
There's
no,
nothing
no,
wrong-
no.
Fam, people move to things in the tube station.
Is it?
Or even dating apps. People do that these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's not waste, man.
yeah.
How's
Why is that waste man thing?
I didn't say that.
You don't, wait, what's your opinion on dating apps?
Yeah, but you've never even used one, so you wouldn't even have one.
Talk, man.
Yeah, but how can you have an opinion on it if you never used one?
Fam,
If you've never used it, how
oh,
can you
wait,
have
let
an
me
opinion
talk
on
it.
it? His opinion won't make
Fam!
sense. Alright, go on then.
Definitely use a dating app.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not saying it's just the way you're backing it to the.
Of course, yeah, but I'm not denying that.
Okay, cool. Isn't it?
Go on, laddie.
Fam, that's not for me, so.
If you were single, what would you be doing?
Fam.
This
This guy's mad.
He'd be moving to things.
Yeah, but how?
Face to
Not
face.
through, not through Bumble.
Yeah, but no, but
Not
people,
through e-harmony.
fam, hey, listen, people that have dating apps still move to people in real life.
I didn't
They
say
move to
that.
people on both.
But what I'm saying is that
No one's trying to use
I just-
eHarmony or love.com.
past his
No
opinion.
one's using that.
I don't
Anyway.
feel. I look for
Wait,
dating apps.
do you know what? No, wait, do you know what I think? Yeah,
They're not bad at
I
all,
think
bro.
that people that just use dating apps, I don't know whether are they like very sociable, like to be able to chat to girls.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
I think-
who does that,
No,
though?
because when I was younger, like the main thing was you see a girl like on the road and then you meet her.
Yeah, but who doesn't do that?
No, but
Bare man though.
not everyone.
Bare man have got confidence, you know.
People are busy, you know.
Swear.
You know this, man. You know, man, them are not confident.
So
We
you
had this
think-
conversation.
Most guys aren't going up to girls and moving to them.
Yeah, most
Yeah, but
guys.
those are man them that are
No,
moist
most
though,
guys
bro.
are-
but
You
not
can't
everyone-
say
everyone
that.
has confidence to
Huh?
do that.
Not everyone has confidence.
Okay, well that's them,
No,
innit? then?
because when I was younger, it took me time to just do it because bare
That's-
man around me to do that. I was like, bro, how do you do that?
That's when you were
I'll
younger,
do
but
that.
then when you like develop, it
As
depends
an
on.
adult,
It
a lot of
dep-
people aren't doing that. fam.
huh?
Not
A
even
lot of
everyone,
people
everyone.
don't
Then
do that,
they
fam.
don't. They haven't. Then they should develop their confidence. They should work on their confidence.
To just go up to a random. What I'm trying to say to you is that the majority of people won't do stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, but it's not a good
The
thing to
majority
not
of
be
people-
confident. It's
not
better.
about
It's
not being
better.
confident.
It
Some-
is. It is about not
No,
being
it might
confident.
be not being confident in
Yeah.
what, like you don't want to go up to someone, but that is, it's not that much of a normal thing to just be going up to random
Why?
people to move to them.
Why? How did people move to each other back in the day? Now everyone's got no
Like
confidence.
you said,
Yeah.
like we can see,
Yeah.
people meet people in social settings.
Yeah, and they
People
had
going
to
about their
make the
day,
first
no,
move.
No,
innit?
but it's
They had to
different.
make the first move.
It's different as in you're in a party. It's different. The vibe's different.
Someone's
Yeah.
going about their day and you just go to, excuse me, can I talk to you?
Yeah, fam,
Yeah.
it's like
It takes a lot of confidence and
Then-
courage to do that.
Then if
And a lot of
if you've
people
got
do.
that confidence, then salute to you, innit?
Yeah, 100.
Because obviously you're a G. Then if you can do that, come on.
And a
like-
lot of people do it
why
and it
are you
doesn't
moving
work.
timid and shy for,
No.
fam?
A lot of people do it and it doesn't work.
Yeah, but what's wrong with rejection, fam? What's wrong with rejection?
When it gets to a certain
me
level,
too, fam.
you need
Me
to
too.
have shame in it. You can't just be moving to everyone on the road.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
everyone,
yeah, yeah.
that's fam. No one's saying
If
everyone.
you see a worldie in it, you got to move to it.
Worldie.
Oh,
Fam, number one, yeah, there's nothing wrong with dating apps. But if you're only purely moving to people on dating apps, then you need to level yourself and be like, yo, why can't I move to someone in real life? Like if no,
Maybe
but
you're
what?
busy.
No, but everyone, fam, people go to the shops.
Productive.
Fam, people go to the shops to even people get moved to in the supermarket, fam.
So you want to be doing your shopping and someone's bothering you.
How do
It's
you
not
bother
bothering.
it? It's not bothering,
It's not
bro.
bothering though.
Fam,
No,
it's
but-
bothering
Okay,
you.
maybe you've got different life experiences in it, but that's not bothering. Like, for example, if you're just out grabbing little ingredients for your Sunday meal, or whatever, and you see a
You
painting,
don't go there with the intention of moving to
Of
a deal.
course
You're
not,
not going
but-
to say, okay, I'm going to go to Asda on Saturday and I'm going to talk to
that's not what
women.
I'm saying, though, is it? That's
But
not what I'm
you can
saying.
go on
That's not what I'm saying.
as my man said,
or Tinder.
and you can swipe. How
grind.
many
Yeah,
girls?
You're
but
gay.
fam, majority of people that I know, yeah, that have used Tinder were still moving people in real life.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
But there are people that bang it out like they'll be going on bare dates from that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's wrong with that?
If it works, it works, innit? Like, if it
No, like
works,
some
it
of the
works.
guys.
Some people are looking for a partner, or some people are looking for quick sex. Depends on what you want, innit?
Like, yeah, some of
Yeah.
the guys that I work with, they just and play football with Hinge, Bumble, they're just popping off.
It's like normal, innit?
I've never even heard of Bumble.
What the fuck
Bumble
is
and
Hinge?
fam.
You know,
Like,
I
same
thought
as
you were
Tinder,
looking
innit?
that up.
Same
I've
Tinder.
never heard
Yeah.
of- There's only Tinder.
They-
fam.
It's like
No,
it's
no.
like in terms of like the speed dating apps like Tinder
Yeah.
and then like Hinge, I think. But I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that, fam.
Would you?
If-
You've done it, innit?
Yeah, I've had Tinder before. What's wrong with that?
How was it?
It was good.
Okay.
Like it's enjoyable, like because of how quick you can get reception, innit? Like you can move to girls from the comfort of your own bed. Like man's just there swiping, painting. Oh, dead. Nah, peng.
You're moist.
Like fam, that's if you were single, yeah, and you were bored at home, what like you're going to be swiping.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
you could be
It's a lot more-
productive.
You can still, yeah, but I said bored after you've done all your shit. Yeah.
And it makes a lot more sense to go into Asda on a Saturday to move to girls.
No, I didn't say to move to girls, but while you're doing your shop, if you see your painting, are you gonna let her go? If you
No,
if
you
you
might
believe in
not have to move
yourself,
to every
Yeah,
painting.
some girls just leave, innit?
What about if you don't see a painting?
Yeah, then you're not gonna move.
then
to
you
anyone,
won't
then.
go into
That's what I'm
fam.
saying.
Who goes
So
to
you
the
might as well just use dating
fam?
apps.
Who goes to the supermarket to move a girl?
That's what I'm saying.
Some people do it, you know. They'll clock that there are people in a certain place. They'll go to
Yeah,
the
like
shop.
when
Yeah, but
Strategically
I
go
personally
there.
had-
Okay, but then there's the problem, fam.
I
Strategically
fully
go
check
there.
this. I personally been friends with someone, or
Yeah.
I can say I'm still friends with them. That he told me he goes to church to girls.
Yeah, but he's trying to find the holy ones.
No, it's not.
A
That's
good
not what
girl.
he's trying to do.
No, it's not.
He is.
That's
Good
not what he's
girl.
trying to do.
If he wasn't, then why does he
Because
move to get on the
go to
road?
church himself.
Huh?
He said that he goes to church to move to women
I don't see the problem.
because he doesn't go to church himself.
Why you go? Your sole purpose to go
And
to
he
church
said
is
that
to
he
meet
would just
women.
say, "Oh, what did you think of the sermon?"
I know, but you know what? Yeah, I gotta give respect to my man
shouldn't.
because no, all right,
shouldn't
that's
give
okay.
it.
That's you, yeah. But me personally, yeah. So my man's going church, but for a person to even attend church, you must
No.
believe in God,
No.
even if you're not like trying to be that full 100% Christian, yeah. He doesn't believe in God, so he's atheist.
He goes there to move to women.
Yeah, but is he atheist,
He just doesn't care, innit?
bruv? Is he atheist? Yes or no? If you're going church,
I'm not. I
what
don't
is he
know-
black? Is he black?
Yeah.
Oh, fam,
So what does that mean?
fam, is it a Pentecostal church? Is it Pentecostal?
Nope.
What church is it then?
He said it was church, innit? I didn't question him like what type of church it is. He just told me he goes to church to move to women. I was like, "Bro,
Fam,
this guy
yeah,
is
but for you,
He's
for
so
you,
bored. you
fam,
know, he's bored,
hey,
fam.
but Jamal, yeah, for you to even stand up, get dressed on a Sunday
Yeah.
morning or whatever day you're going to church,
it's
yeah,
morning,
No,
you
but
know.
fam,
No,
you
but
have
bro,
to, you have to,
no,
you have to at least believe in
effort.
God, at least.
Man will do anything for women.
Nah,
Anything.
nah, nah, nah,
pussy's power,
nah, nah,
still.
fam. I don't know. I
Pussy's power.
don't personally know an atheist that will go to church to move to
You're
women.
going to Asda on Saturday to move to women. Why
I
not
no,
man
I
go to
didn't say
church?
that. When did I ever say that I did
Hey,
that?
you're lying to
No,
him.
no,
still.
no, fam.
You're lying on his name.
Tell your boy tell the truth. Fam, I said, yeah, you can go out or do your shop and just bump into someone.
Sir.
I didn't say you go there specifically to move
That's
to
how you
women.
made it sound.
It's not. It's fam.
But yeah.
But use your head though, innit?
But
Use
yeah.
your head,
Him, he goes to church with his girls. That's what he
fam.
does.
He believes in God, innit?
Maybe he does. Maybe he does.
Maybe he knows that paintings will be at church. innit?
Yeah, and he said they're active as well.
There are a lot of pretty women in church.
Active in what way?
In certain churches.
And-
He
Lot
said
hosts.
church girls are active.
What'd you say, laddie?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Nah, man.
Why you being shy, bro?
I'm not shy still.
Own what you said, fam. You're a big
I
man.
can't even remember still.
Be a secure man.
The camera will pick it up anyway.
He'll
so-
pick it up still.
Okay, yeah, but what do you mean hoes in church?
said
Elaborate on that. Elaborate on it, fam.
Fam, jealous.
Fam, why you moving moist, fam? Why you moving moist, fam? Why you moving
Oh
moist?
my God.
Why you moving moist? Elaborate, fam.
There's bare hoes in church, isn't
There's
it?
bare hoes in
a lot of
church.
hoes in church.
Why is there hoes in church? I
These-
thought they're holy.
These views
The
don't belong
holy-
to me still. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
they don't like translate for everyone.
Hey.
Well, what's a hoe in church?
Fam, the ones that are not, the ones that are active on the Saturday, holy on the Sunday. innit?
Or what are they doing on the Saturday? What do you mean active? What are they doing on the
Fam,
Saturday?
you know what they do on the Saturday. Fam,
Fam, tell
Why
us,
did you ask me
fam. I don't know, fam. I want to understand what
Fam,
your
you know what
thought
happened?
is.
You went to Ports Uni, innit?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
And he
innit?
didn't go to church.
Huh?
Did you go to church in Ports?
Yeah, of course I did. I met people in church.
Yeah.
I met people in church. I got
Then
bare
do you
church
believe
friends.
him? Do you believe him? Right.
Sir, do you want to see who I met in church? I got pictures there on my phone. You want to see?
Okay, but back to the original point.
Okay, but why are you lying on my name before? No evidence.
What?
I met hella people in church.
No, but because you've been messaging me about parties. So you
So,
should be in church.
so
What do you mean so?
I went to church. I met people. So what?
No, I'm saying you went to parties instead of going to church.
I went to both.
Like
I went to both.
I'll
I
message
went to
you.
both.
Are you going to church? And you'd be like, no, pray.
I
for me.
missed it hella times.
I need help. I need help.
Fam. What? So man had to attend every week.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the times I spoke to you, you just always say, no, pray. For me.
No, but it is when you go uni, it is very difficult to
Go to church
100%.
at the same time.
That's
Oh, yeah,
another
there's
thing
so-
about
yeah.
going uni. It's like,
I tried.
Yeah.
Still, I'm not gonna lie. I
Difficult to
tried
keep
still. I
Yeah,
tried.
and you probably went most weekends without going
to
and
be
actually
fair, I
going.
know a lot of people that it actually became a lot more religious in church.
In uni, you mean?
Yeah, I mean in uni. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you can get lost in the bubble, man.
And the thing is, like, you
Did you get lost in the bubble?
Nah.
You didn't.
Not
So you were at
really.
church every week,
No, but I'm not saying that. I just don't think I got lost in the bubble because
but you did. You were
no,
blowing oaths.
no, but
Yeah, you're
No, but-
you're
I
actually
stayed at
smart.
Fam, you got
Ganja.
lost in the bubble. There's-
I think it was
just
church.
admit it, innit? I
you
got lost
find
in
a
the
sense of
bubble.
belonging.
no, but me, I don't think I changed dramatically from.
I'm not saying
the
you
person I
changed, but
was.
you got.
You
but
did
you didn't go
so.
to church.
No, I didn't.
Huh? Yeah, you
How?
didn't.
No, but
Did you spend more weekends in church than you did out of church?
No, but I wasn't. I haven't really been going to church like that anyway.
Why?
But you're in the choir, I swear.
That was
Time ago, man.
Oh.
That was time ago, fam.
So what made you
I found-
change? You got lost in the
Nothing,
bubble.
nothing. Like I don't know. Like even right now, I don't go to church as often
So,
as
Mr.
I
Laddie.
can.
Yeah.
Hoes in church. Anything more to say?
Nah, man.
Why? Fam, people want to hear it's interesting. Let's hear it. Let's chat about it.
There's hoes everywhere.
That is true as well.
Fam, why are you being
God,
shy, bro?
hoes.
In front of the camera.
Fun, but like them girls that write the quote marks on their Insta bio, innit?
I'm so dead.
the
Yeah.
Bible quotes.
Yeah, and what about them?
Fam, that Jay's in it.
What's a J?
Huh?
What's the J?
From that, man. Fam, where do you live? What planet?
Man.
No, you know what it is? I feel like people are active in general. And obviously, when you go to church, like a certain standard is kind of expected from you. So when you don't uphold to it, people just look at you like.
Just judge you straight away.
But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, they're still human as well. It's true.
Yeah, but it's not good regardless.
You reckon? But yeah, I think being at uni, like people definitely improve their spiritual life.
You can and you can lose it as well. I've seen
Yeah,
people,
both ways.
hella man lose that.
I
And
think,
women.
I think it helps when you got a collective group of people that are.
Because you
Yeah,
kind of
on the
belong
same,
in it.
yeah.
Because if you go and you meet, like if you go, for example, you go to uni and you go to a church there and you meet other students there or other people your age, it's easier to like,
Relate.
Just
yeah,
go,
it's easier
like,
to relate. It's
yeah.
easier to
You
carry
wanna
on
go-
going. Because like when I went, like I did meet a lot of people, and if I missed a week, people text me by lunch and
Yeah.
you're not coming to church today, and like that would make man feel bad. So next week I'll try and go. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So it's always good to have people to encourage you to like do the right thing. But obviously, like with uni, you can get like FJ said, you can get lost in the bubble, innit? Like your main friends might not be your religious friends, innit? And they're like, yo, let's go party here, let's go party there. Like you're waking up late, you ain't making church.
Or it might just be your course, innit?
No, this is
Oh,
this,
yeah.
Like deadlines, all that kind of
No,
stuff.
this is kind of
Yeah,
wide.
yeah,
this
for real,
is kind of
Jamal.
wide off the mark here, but
Yeah.
can you be a Christian and be partying?
Of course you can.
You can.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You go to Christian parties, isn't it?
But
No,
yeah, Christian parties, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
Frank,
that, but I mean,
Frank,
like,
what's
you
his
know-
name?
you're not
What,
talking-
secular
Franklin.
music?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
Frank.
you're not talking about like you know the raves that we went to. Can you be a Christian and
But
be
what are
going
you
to-
what are you doing there?
Just
chilling?
chilling, innit?
No, fam, the Bible says don't listen to secular music. What are you doing there?
Then that means like no one here is a Christian then. 'Cause we all
Well
listen
then
to
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's some
And, like, a
Christians
lot
that
of-
there's some Christians that don't listen to secular music.
Yeah, but then what are we talking about? Like the traditional. A lot of Christians do listen to secular.
Then they're not Christians.
Then
innit?
they're
So
not
that
they're
means,
not
like,
fully they're
they're
not
not
fully in it.
Christians.
They're not fully in it then.
So answering FJ's question.
Because there's a lot of Muslims that don't go to
But what
parties, they
I'm
don't
saying
drink, they
is
don't
that-
smoke, they
what
don't
I'm
have
saying
sex,
is that-
whatever. Yeah.
Answer his question. Can you be a Christian?
You know, I thought of you know what
Yeah.
that video of AC when he was saying that Muslims are eating Haribos.
Obviously, there's a lot of people that are religious, but they sin and they know that they're sinning, but at the same time, they can admit to their sin and they'll say, yeah, like what I'm doing is wrong. I need to stop. And then there's some people that,
What does that mean?
That doesn't mean nothing.
no, but then there's some people that are like, that they just don't do the bad stuff in it. They just don't do it at all. Like I've met like a lot of good Muslims who don't go to parties, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they're virgins, etc. and so on. So what you were saying, can you be Christian and be going to parties in uni?
Not in general.
Just in general.
Like them type of parties where like there's bashing music, people are winding up.
Can.
If you're taking part in all of that,
With that
then
atrocity.
huh? If you're taking part in all of that, then you got to question yourself like, am I doing what the Bible's asking me to do?
That's true.
You got to hold yourself accountable for your actions, innit?
So the answer is no.
Basically.
Yeah.
No.
I hear that.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of A Few Good Men. Catch you guys next time.